being in the state of mind where you have to use heroin to function, period. You have to use it to wake up, you have to use it to go to sleep, while still knowing what the Lord's Word says. This was the true broken point of my life. I ended up getting a scholarship to play football right out of high school at Western Oregon. I had started using heroin by the age of 18, still in high school. I ended up dropping out of my senior year, barely graduating, and not even showing up to college ball, not even showing up to practice, didn't check in. And I eventually moved to Phoenix, Arizona. In Phoenix, my addiction just grew. I was selling meth, heroin, weed, whatever. By the time I was 19, 20 years old, I had about 5 friends overdose and die. I had an ex-girlfriend overdose and die. One of my closest friends in Phoenix, Arizona, actually killed himself with me in the house. He had shot himself. That kind of was my breaking point. I ended up having an overdose about a week later. There was no amount of drugs that could help me mask the pain. And feeling responsible for that, feeling the guilt from that, thinking that I could have done something to stop their deaths, having all this pain in my life. Thankfully, I reached out to my family and they allowed me to come back to Eugene. When I first got back, I still struggled for a little while with drugs and alcohol, but I began going to a church down in Eugene. And about 3 weeks after being in that church, a pastor had a sermon on people that had grown up believing in the Lord but had fallen away, and how He is there for you still, and He's there, and if you want Him back, all you need to do is cry out to Him. And there was just kind of a feeling, I guess, now I understand it to just be calling from the Holy Spirit. His grace was on me the entire time, and I went and prayed with one of my mentors and accepted Christ in my life August 29th of 2011. I got involved with a couple friends at first, just trying to be there for them, to love on them, to show them how I had been a different person. But they were using drugs still. They were using heroin, and I tried it just one time. I figured one time wouldn't hurt, and within a week of trying it once again, I was using it every single day. I was getting sick from not having it when I didn't have it. And within about a month, I had lost the job I had, no longer going to church, got back right into the criminality lifestyle. Relationships were broken. My family, once again, was broken. Knowing God and still using, this by far was the worst pain I've felt. My parents were the ones who actually found Teen Challenge. I had a couple friends go through it, didn't know very much about it. So I called them and spoke on the phone with a couple of the people for, I would say, 3 weeks, and had committed to going. Thought it was crazy that I would be going into a year program where, they told me you have to wake up early, you have a bedtime, you have a very regimented day. I would literally have no substance in my body, which would have been probably the first time in years that I would not have taken sleeping medication or anxiety medication while going through a detox. The second I walked through the doors, I felt just this loving embrace from everyone there. Hearing people's stories, seeing people that didn't even know me, but they actually cared for who I was and what I was doing for my life. It blew my mind. It was a struggle. I still felt the pain from what I had been doing, but just the comfort of knowing that, hey, this is where I'm supposed to be, the Lord really telling me, this is where I want you right now, this is exactly where I've placed you in this life. Teen Challenge has brought me back into an intimate relationship with the Lord, teaching me that His grace is sufficient for us in any times of life. Whether you're struggling, whether you're doing well in life, you need His sustaining grace, and you need to follow Him. 2 Corinthians 12:9. He said to me, my grace is sufficient, my power is made perfect in your weakness. His grace, His power is what makes me strong. His power is what gets me through all things. It's nothing that I do. My power got me to Teen Challenge, and His power is getting me through the rest of my life. My name is Matt, and this is my story.